Gloria, where's this month's payment? I just went to the bank and the transfer hadn't come through yet.
Mom, it's Thursday. I don't get paid until tomorrow.
Oh, you're right. I thought it was Friday. Don't scare me like that, Gloria. I was so nervous. To make up for this, send me $1,500 right now.
Mom, I can't.
How dare you speak to your mother like that? After all the trouble I went through raising you?
I only have $1,000 in my account.
That's all? What did you waste your money on? Fine. I'll take the $1,000, so send it to me immediately.
Mom.
Oh, and you'll still owe me your regular payment of $1,500 tomorrow as well.
That's too much, Mom.
It's your punishment for scaring me just now. Take responsibility for your actions.
How am I supposed to pay my bills?
My lifestyle is more important than your bills. Now go to the bank and send me my money.
I can't do it today, Mom. I'll do the regular $1,500 tomorrow.
Excuse me? Are you refusing a direct order from your mother?
I have to get back to work, Mom. I'll talk to you later.
Don't you dare, Gloria!
Hey, Gloria. You seem kind of down at work today. What's the matter?
Hi, John.
Don't tell me. Is it your mom again?
Yeah. She thought today was my payday and she was angry that I didn't make this month's payment. Then when I told her it was only Thursday, she said I had to send her a $1,000 payment for scaring her in addition to the $1,500 tomorrow.
You didn't pay her, did you?
No way, I told her I couldn't do it.
Well, I'm glad you stood up to her.
Thanks, John.
I'm sorry I didn't talk to you sooner.
No, it's all right. You have your own job to do and all. And it's not like I'm having a fight with my mother, so it is what it is for now.
If you say so. But man, you've been making those payments to her for 8 years now. We don't put a stop to this soon, this is gonna start impacting our future.
I'm sorry for how Mom is. My parents broke up because my mom cheated, so she couldn't get any child support and had to take care of me as a single mother with just a high school education. When she asked me to show her some appreciation for all she went through, I can't really fight back.
You don't need to apologize. But I do think that it's time for us to think about putting an end to it.
I know.
By the way, you haven't told her about getting hired by my company, right? She doesn't know you're moving?
No, I haven't told her anything. You said it would be for the best to keep that information from her, so I never brought it up.
Then she doesn't know about me either, does she?
No, she doesn't know your name or that I even have a boyfriend.
We could use that to our advantage.
How?
Leave it all to me, Gloria. I have a plan I've been working on.
What's your plan?
It depends on what your mom's next move is, so I'll fill you in on the details when the time comes.
Okay, I trust you.
Gloria.
I sent you the $1,500 yesterday, Mom.
What about the other 1,000?
Are you talking about the 1,000 from the other day? I told you, Mom, I can't give that to you. If I can't even pay my rent, how do you expect me to keep sending you $1,500 every month? Do you get that?
Well, I suppose you have a point.
I'm glad you understand. Now, I have some chores to do.
Hold it right there. I found a way to turn the $1,500 a month I'm getting from you into $10,000 a month.
Huh?
And I'll need you to cooperate.
Wait, what? $10,000? There's gotta be a catch. Did you get caught up in some crazy investment scheme? The best case scenario is fraud, Mom. Worst case scenario is you either go deep in debt or get charged with a crime for being involved.
Oh, don't worry. It's nothing like that at all.
Then what in the world is it?
I have great news. I found you a husband.
What?
You can finally get married, Gloria. He's the CEO of an IT firm. He's fabulously wealthy, so I'll have your monthly payments increased to $10,000. He can afford that with no issue.
Mom, what are you talking about? You found a husband for me?
I was surprised too, dear. All of a sudden, a strikingly handsome man came by my house. I'm not sure how he met you or where, but he said he fell in love with you at first sight. I'm not sure what he sees in a girl like you who's only good for a measly $1,500 a month. It's truly baffling to me. But he says that if you marry him, he'll pay me $10,000 a month.
This guy came to your house and offered you $10,000 for me. And you believed him?
He showed me his driver's license and business card and everything checked out. He even signed a contract. So, we need to get ready for the wedding now.
Hold on, Mom. This is all happening way too suddenly. I'm gonna go cool off and contact you later. John? Did you by chance go and see my mom?
I was actually just about to contact you about that. I guess your mom got to you first.
Yeah, just now. Long story short, she found a rich guy who fell in love with me at first sight and said he's gonna pay her $10,000 a month if I marry him. Oh, and also, apparently he signed a contract?
Oh, that. It said, in exchange for receiving Gloria as my wife, Gloria's monthly $1,500 payments will cease in lieu of financial support totaling $10,000.
Huh?
When I talked to your mom, I told her that since she's giving her only daughter to me in marriage, things won't be able to go on the way they are for her. So in exchange for giving me you, I'll give her $10,000 in support to help her adjust to her new lifestyle.
Wait, so you...
It gets better. Can I keep going?
Please do.
All right then. The other day, I went and saw your dad.
My dad?
And after talking to him, I realized your mom had been lying to you.
About what?
Your dad did pay child support, Gloria.
What?
Yep, $1,500 a month. He paid on time every month until you turned 20.
So my mom was lying to me?
I'm sorry to say, but yeah. It looks like she spent all the money that was supposed to go to you on herself.
I can't believe it. I worked all through high school to help pay our bills.
We have enough proof to confront your mom about this. What do you think?
Well, no, it's all right.
You sure?
If there's anything we can do to get my dad's child support payments back, I'd be all in. But if it's just for personal satisfaction, I don't think it'd be worth the trouble. Besides, with this, I can cut her out of my life with no regrets. I think it would be better if I just fade away quietly.
If that's what you want, I'll support you. Okay, so next order of business. I have her marriage paperwork. Can I bring it over to your place now?
Sure, I'll be waiting.
Hello, Gloria. John sent me the $10,000 today. Looks like you ended up agreeing to marry him. That was a wise choice, dear. So your monthly payments to me will be $10,000 a month from now on. It's about time you made yourself useful to me.
But he just told me we could stop sending you money.
What? Of course you can't. Don't be ridiculous. He said he'd send me $10,000 a month.
Did he really?
Oh, that's right. I'm moving out of this tiny little apartment. I'm planning to move into a hotel suite now. Since I'll be getting $10,000 a month, I won't need to work anymore. So I quit my job too. I can't wait to begin my new life of luxury. It feels so good to be rich. Gloria! Hurry up and wire $10,000 to my account this instant. Oh, this is terrible. I made an awful mistake. When I called John to tell him this month's payment hadn't come yet, he told me that his contract didn't say $10,000 per month. He said that in exchange for your hand in marriage, you would cease your monthly payments, and he would provide me with a single $10,000 payment to help me adjust to my new lifestyle. But that's not all. Your father wants his child support payments back. He's even getting a lawyer. Why is this happening to me? This is terrible. I screwed up big time. I spent all of that $10K John gave me last month on room service at the hotel. I thought he was going to send me more every month. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? In any case, Gloria, hurry up and send me the $10,000 as soon as possible. That should be enough for the next few weeks. Do it today, Gloria. Today! Don't keep me waiting. Gloria, why didn't you send me my money yesterday? I had to check out of the hotel. So I planned to move into your apartment and live with you, but when I got there, some strange woman I'd never met was living there. I called your company to see if they knew where I could find you. They said that you'd resigned more than 6 months ago. Where did you move to? Where are you working now? Gloria? Answer me! I am your mother, Gloria! Gloria!
My mom went berserk when she realized what happened. I was worried at first that my mom might try to storm into John's company, but John said that the business card he gave her was for a shell company he set up for the purposes of tricking her. She tried to go to her old company and get them to hire her back, but they'd already hired a new person for her position, and they were pretty upset at the way she had quit suddenly with no advance notice, so they probably wouldn't have taken her back anyway. She tried calling me a bunch of times to demand money from me, but John eventually got tired of it and told her to never call again. And if she ever did, he'd call the police and have her charged with harassment. That was probably convincing enough, but just to be safe, I'm changing my phone number as soon as possible.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Holly, did you make it home? I saw you carrying at least 4 bags from that discount store a few blocks over. They look so heavy.
Oh, hello, Cynthia. Where did you see me from?
I could see it all from my apartment. You look like an ant from up here on the 41st floor.
Wow, you have good eyes. I'm surprised you could tell it was me, considering I look like an ant.
I don't know anyone who shops at that store around here but you. Everyone in this building shops at stores that actually carry decent products. Even with the elevator, it must be a terrible burden to carry all those bags to your apartment. Oh, wait, that's right. You live on the 3rd floor. That shouldn't be much of a problem at all then.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It makes for a quicker trip.
But seriously, aren't you embarrassed carrying around bags from that store? I feel so bad for you. Broadcasting that you shop at such a low-class store in this building? I wouldn't be able to show my face in public if I were you. Have you considered using a grocery delivery service? The one I use has a terrific selection of high-quality products.
No thanks. There are things they sell at this store you can't get much of anywhere else, so I'll pass. And besides, I like going shopping in person.
Aw, that's a shame. Well, I suppose you may have had a hard time affording it anyway. Really, that store suits a person living on the 3rd floor like you perfectly.
Is that so?
But seriously, Holly, what were you thinking getting an apartment in this building? You should have just moved into one that's more on your level. Is it just for the bragging rights? And on the third floor, too? That's practically the basement.
No, it's not for bragging rights or anything. I do have my reasons, though.
Aw, are you sad that you couldn't afford a higher floor? I can't imagine how dreadful the view is from the third floor. Yuck. Oh, that's right. We're having a barbecue this weekend. Would you like to come? I feel bad for you, so I thought I'd reach out to lend a hand.
No thanks. I don't think I've ever had anyone announce that they were inviting me out of pity before. I'm not sure whether to feel grateful or insulted.
Are you sure you won't come? There's going to be a breathtaking view from up where we're having it. I don't think you'll want to miss out, Holly.
Wait, where are you doing this barbecue? Aren't you going to a park or campsite or something?
Like some commoner? As if. We're going to have it on the roof of this building. Imagine it. Smelling the delicious meat cooking while having a full view of the entire city. It's going to be fabulous. Doesn't that sound great?
You're doing it on the roof? The roof is off limits though, isn't it? The door is locked 24/7 for safety reasons. But not just that, it's also the owner's private property.
And so what? My hubby's got a trick up his sleeve. Or so he tells me. We'll bring equipment for the barbecue and a portable pool. Plus, I hear it's got a green space. You know those things where they plant grass on the roof? I can let my kids play barefoot.
Wait, what? You're gonna grill on the grass? We haven't had rain in weeks. You could start a fire.
Oh, don't be such a drag. It'll be fine. Since when have you been such a stickler for the rules? It's not like you own the place. Well, if you don't want to come, I won't force you. Go ahead and cook your frozen hamburgers in your kitchen on the third floor, I guess. We'll be having a luxurious barbecue with grade A meat on the roof. Honestly, I have no idea how poor people can live the way they do. I feel so sorry for your children for being forced into such a lifestyle. I hope they can overcome it someday.
Anyway, if you're really having that barbecue, then be careful. I don't think you'll be able to get on the roof, though.
Don't worry about us, Holly. You enjoy yourself as much as you can on your income this weekend. I know we will.
Hey, Cynthia? I just got a call from the property manager. They said there was a fire on the roof.
Huh? They called you about that? That's odd. Why would they do that? It doesn't concern you. It was just a little fire. Nothing worth making a fuss over. And don't worry, it didn't come anywhere near you people on the low floors.
Just a little fire? It burned up the grass and the flowers that were on the roof. And even the safety fence got burned.
Yeah, it was a wee bit of an accident. You see, the kids were just dying to do some fireworks, so we let them have their fun. And before we knew it, poof, up in flames. We used a fire extinguisher to put it out, so nothing else got burned. And no one was hurt, so all's well that ends well.
I don't believe this. And by the way, how did you get on the roof? The door was chained and padlocked shut.
Oh, those. Honestly, what jerk went and put those there? They weren't there the day before when we went to check it out. It didn't delay us much, though. My hubby just busted them open with a chain cutter and hammer. It didn't take but a few minutes.
You broke open the locks? You do realize that's the definition of breaking and entering, right? And then you went and started a fire? What on earth were you thinking?
Well, what's done is done, right? I suppose we may have to pay to fix everything. Ugh, such a pain. Oh yeah. Hey, Holly, how's about you pay the $6,000 repair cost?
What? Me? Why should I?
You knew we were having a barbecue and didn't stop us. That makes you partially responsible. Or if you'd like, I could just tell the building owner that it was all your idea.
You're making no sense. Why would I have any responsibility when I wasn't even there?
Oh, come on. You can pay a measly $6,000. Your rent is cheaper than mine anyway. I'll have them send the bill to your place. Okay, dearie?
You're still not making any sense. And where are you getting the $6,000 figure from anyway? Who told you that was what the repairs would cost?
It's just a guess. It might be even more than that.
Okay, I've had enough of this. You broke into a private area and started a fire, and you don't even show the slightest sign of remorse? Pay for the damage and get out of the building. You and everyone else at the party are being evicted.
What? Evicted? Who do you think you are? What makes you think that you can go around telling people they're being evicted, Holly? Huh?
You mean you still don't get it? I'm the building owner, Cynthia.
Huh? The owner?
Yes, Cynthia. I own this building. And since you broke into my personal space and caused a fire, I am well within my rights to sue and evict you.
Excuse me? No way. This is a joke, right? There's no way you're the owner.
You don't have to believe me, but it's the truth. How do you think I knew about the chain and padlock? I put them there. I was trying to stop you from doing anything stupid. I never, in my wildest dreams, would have thought you'd break them with a bolt cutter and hammer.
Wait, you're really the owner? Then why are you living on the 3rd floor? If you're the owner, couldn't you be living on the top floor?
I'm afraid of heights. You got a problem with that? It's none of your business where I choose to live.
Well, okay, but why didn't you tell me you're the owner? I had no idea. You were tricking me. This was all a trap, wasn't it?
In the past, a tenant who knew I was the owner made some absolutely ludicrous demands, like turning the top floor into a pool and making it free for residents, or putting an open-air bath in every room. It was a non-stop onslaught of idiocy. So I decided since then, I would only tell those who needed to know that I was the owner. And I evicted that person for doing something stupid, just like I'm going to do to you.
You can't be serious. You're really going to evict me? I didn't mean any harm. It was just a barbecue.
You didn't mean any harm? Ever since you met me, you've been mocking me for being poor just because I live on the 3rd floor. You just did that no more than 5 minutes ago. You broke into my private garden on the top floor, caused a fire with fireworks, and even after all that, you can't even muster up a single iota of remorse within you. If that's what you do when you mean no harm, I can't imagine what you do if you did mean harm. I shudder at the thought.
Come on, Holly. Give me a break.
Oh, and by the way, you talk a lot about living on a high floor, but you don't even live here, Cynthia.
What? Yes, I do.
Cynthia, I'm the owner. I know these things. I know the names of every person with a lease here. It wasn't that much of a concern to me, so I've let it go up until now. But the room on the 41st floor that you're so proud of, it's not yours. According to the records, there's only one man living in that apartment. Is that your hubby?
Well,
And that hubby of yours, my records show that he's single. So it's interesting that you would call him your hubby. As a matter of fact, You said your husband has been out of the country on business for a few years. If your husband is living overseas, and your hubby is checking in and out of the building every day, could your husband and your hubby in fact be two different people?
Okay, I can explain everything.
And then there's the matter of your kids. Lately, they've been getting dropped off at school by their grandmother. Do your folks live nearby? Are you perhaps shoving your kids off onto your parents while you're living with another man? My, how scandalous!
Please, Holly, I'm sorry. Don't tell my husband about this.
Don't worry. I won't tell him anything. I wouldn't even know how to contact him.
Oh, that's a relief.
So instead, I'll be going to the police, as well as to my lawyer. You and your hubby are to leave the building within 2 weeks, and I'll be sending you a bill for the damage you did to the roof. My lawyer will be contacting you with the details, as well as sending a report to your parents and husband.
No, you can't.
Even after all this, you have zero remorse. And are you just afraid that your husband will find out about your affair? You're really a piece of work, Cynthia. I'll be moving through the eviction process as quickly as legally possible. So go ahead and pack up your things whenever you get the chance.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm remorseful. Super remorseful. I'll pay all the repair cost. Please.
You don't need to apologize anymore. You just need to pay up and get out. That's all. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm very busy. My lawyer and the police should be contacting you soon. Good luck. After working for a few days with the police, she got hit with charges for breaking and entering, malicious destruction of property, and quite a few other big ones. My lawyer discussed the issues with hers, and she ended up accepting every single one of our demands. She was hit with compensatory and punitive damages and forced to leave the apartment building, as she and her hubby were hauling box after box full of heavy-looking objects down from the 41st floor to the parking lot. The sounds of their lovers' quarrel echoed throughout the entire building. It was quite a scene. After her parents and husband found out about her affair, the former disowned her and the latter divorced her. Astonishingly, even after all that, she still tried calling me to apologize and ask me to get her husband to take her back. But I just shouted, "No!" into the receiver, hung up, and blocked her number. What an incredible person she is. At least I'll never have to deal with her again.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Listen up, Margaret. We are never letting you live with us. Got it?
Rachel? I'm sorry, what is this about? I don't remember ever talking about living with you before.
I'm simply letting you know we will never let you live with us.
Rachel, what's gotten into you all of a sudden?
I figured you'd ask us eventually, so I'm making myself clear. I'd rather not deal with any bullying from my mother-in-law, you know?
Ah, is that what you're worried about? I suppose I'm grateful you made your position clear to me, but I'd like to make myself clear too. I never had any intention of living together with you and Eddie.
Huh?
My relationship with my mother-in-law was what broke up my own marriage 20 years ago. So I knew I would never want to put my own daughter-in-law through what happened to me. You can ask Eddie about this yourself. I've told him that I'll take care of myself when I get old.
When you get old, huh? So that means you want to live with us now until you get old to save money, doesn't it?
No, dear. I'm still working and have more than enough means to take care of myself, including saving up for when I retire. So no, I have no need to live with you in order to save money. I'm doing fine on my own right now. And just to be clear again, I don't believe I'll ask to live with you in the future either. So please, calm down. There's no need for you to make such a strong declaration like this.
You're not gonna get me to let down my guard so easily, Margaret. I know you're making plans as we speak to sneak your way into our lives. I've got you all figured out.
I am making no such plans.
Cut the act, Margaret. I have evidence that proves you're gonna try and move in with us.
Evidence?
And I won't let you get away with it.
What evidence?
You lose, Margaret. Game over.
What in the world are you talking about?
Hey, Mom. Sorry I haven't messaged you in a while. How are the preparations going?
Hello, Eddie. Yes, they're going just fine. I never expected to have to deal with moving houses at my age, but you did just get married and leave home. So I guess you could say that the timing was just right, I suppose.
Yeah, probably. Tomorrow's the big day, huh? I mentioned this before, but I'm out of town on business and I won't be able to help you out.
That's fine, Eddie. I went ahead and hired a moving company that will take care of everything, from packing to transporting and unloading.
Ah, well, that's good to hear.
Oh, and by the way, I had a question for you. Do you have a moment?
Sure, Mom, what's up?
Have you said anything to Rachel about me moving in with you recently?
Huh? No, never. I mean, you've always said you had no interest in moving in with us.
Yes, and my feelings on that are still unchanged.
I thought so, and I've talked to Rachel about this before. What brings that up?
Rachel sent me a line message the other day. She suddenly declared that she would never let me move in with you.
That's weird. Why did she do that?
I have no idea. That's why I'm asking you. But it seems like you don't know what's going on either.
Yeah, that's news to me.
I know we've never gotten along particularly well, but I have no idea what I could have said that would give her the impression I want to live with you.
Yeah, I mean, you're moving tomorrow and everything. She's aware of that, so she's gotta know that there's no way for you to live with us.
I thought so too. I wonder what in the world has gotten into her.
Yeah, I'll try and talk to her. I get back from my business trip in 2 days. I'll ask her about it then.
Thank you, Eddie. Please do.
Hey, Margaret. How's it feel? Was it lonely when you pulled up to our apartment, ready to force your way in with us, only to find it completely empty?
Huh? Good evening, Rachel. Are you still going on about that?
LOL, don't try and turn this around on me. I can only imagine the look on your face when you pulled up with the moving trucks, ready to barge in on our lives and start controlling us, only to discover we had already moved out before you got there.
Rachel.
I knew you were trying to force your way into our apartment, Margaret. I've known for weeks now. Sorry to rain on your parade, but we've already moved out of that house and into my parents' house. Your plan was a complete failure, but I do kind of feel bad for you. So, I tell you what, you take care of the place and I'll let you live there for 10 grand a month. Oh wait, that's right. You can't afford that on your measly little part-time salary, can you? I bet you don't even make 10 grand in a whole year. Too bad.
Oh my, $10,000 a month? That's awfully steep. But even if I could pay that, I wouldn't.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm living on my own, so I'm fine.
What a sad, lonely way to retire.
I'm not retiring for another 10 years.
Yeah, which is exactly why you hatched your plot in the first place.
Rachel, listen.
What now?
You're right, I did move today, but I didn't move into your old apartment.
Huh?
I was appointed by corporate to be the deputy branch manager at our new facility in Miami. So I'm renting out my old house and moving into a new one in the Miami suburbs.
Deputy branch manager? Weren't you just a part-timer?
Oh, I haven't been a part-timer for years now, Rachel. I joined this company soon after my divorce when I was trying to support my kids as a single mother, and they eventually made me full-time. And things have gone so smoothly after that I rose through the ranks to the point that they're giving me this new assignment.
Wow.
Now that I'm thinking of it, I'm sure I told your mother all about that when we first met before the wedding. Were you listening during our conversation? I could see how you would misunderstand things if you were only listening to bits and pieces at a time.
guess I wasn't.
This is just a guess, but were you under the impression that I was so hard up for money working part-time that I had to rely on you two for support in order to make ends meet? I suppose you may have thought that when Eddie moved out, I started having trouble keeping up with the house payment. And then when Eddie mentioned to you that I was moving, your preconceived notions of my financial position and your general dislike for me filled in the gaps of information left from my discussion with your mother. And you assumed that your meddling mother-in-law was finally carrying out her wicked plan, or something to that effect. And then, in an attempt to counteract my alleged plan, you immediately made plans to move out before I moved in. Do I have all that right?
Well, I mean, you didn't seem like the type to be getting promoted at your job or anything.
Is that so? You said you were moving into your parents' house, but tell me, did you also move Eddie's things there already?
Yeah, why?
When I talked to Eddie online yesterday, he didn't seem to be aware that any of this was going on. Your parents' house is at least a 2-hour drive from Eddie's company, and that's on a good day. Did you think of Eddie's commute when you made this move? Did you talk to Eddie about any of this before you made the decision to move?
Well,
If you really made this decision alone and left Eddie completely out of the loop, I think you might just be in a world of trouble, Rachel.
Rachel!
Hi, Eddie. Are you back from your business trip?
Rachel, what were you thinking? How could you do this without talking to me first?
I know this must come as a bit of a surprise, but I can explain. Anyway, I'm going to live at my parents' house for a while.
I'm divorcing you.
Huh?
I never thought you would be this much of a self-centered, careless moron. I'm divorcing you as soon as possible.
But why? Margaret, talk some sense into Eddie, would you?
Oh, hello again, Rachel. What's going on with Eddie?
He wants to divorce me.
I suppose this must have something to do with you moving without telling him, yes?
But, I mean, what am I supposed to do about that? I heard he moved. I canceled the lease on the old apartment, and you're already down in Miami. He's got nowhere else to go but here.
Isn't that precisely the problem?
Huh?
You still don't get it. From Eddie's point of view, what you did was force him to move in with his mother-in-law against his will. Which is exactly what you were so afraid of me doing. Despite, may I add, the fact that I had no such intentions.
Wait. Oh no.
So you finally get it.
Oh no. I didn't mean to do that.
I suppose your only choice is to have a heart-to-heart discussion with Eddie. I'll be staying out of this. You can work this out together as a couple. I wish the both of you the best.
Margaret, you've got to talk some sense into Eddie.
Oh, you'd like me to give him some advice? Well, if I were to do that, it would probably be to tell him to divorce you.
No, Margaret. You're supposed to get him to not divorce me.
Do you honestly think I would take your side after everything you said to me?
But
I gave you my answer.
please, wait, Margaret.
I have nothing else to say to you, Rachel. Goodbye. According to Eddie, Rachel's older brother and his wife had just moved out of their parents' house, and Rachel's plan was to use that timing to move in. Unfortunately, Rachel's parents weren't interested in having her move in with them. With no place to go, Rachel initially resisted the divorce, but when Eddie threatened to get lawyers involved, she relented and they divorced amicably. Rachel's parents still didn't let her move back in after that, so she got a live-in job as a maid at a local hotel. But her habit of jumping to conclusions led to constant disagreements with customers, and she was fired. She repeated this pattern at every single job she got for the next several months. And word eventually got around to just about every business in town what a problem employee she was. So she had to move to a new city and start completely over.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Becky, do you have a moment?
Hi, Wendy. I'm at work right now. Could this possibly wait until later?
What? You have a job?
Well, yeah, were you not aware?
I had no idea.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm working now.
Why didn't you say so when you moved into the employee apartment building last month?
I'm pretty sure I did. But like I said, I'm kind of busy at the moment, so...
In any case, my husband is set to get a promotion soon.
He is? If I'm not mistaken, isn't your husband the assistant manager of the General Affairs Department?
Yes, that's him. He has the highest position out of all the men currently living in the employee apartments. It's important to remember that sort of thing as a wife living there. I'm glad you seem to have done your homework.
But I have to say, I haven't heard anything about anyone being promoted anytime soon.
They probably just haven't made an official announcement.
Hey, Wendy, I'm sorry, but a meeting is about to start. I gotta go.
So anyway, I was planning to have a little celebration for my husband's promotion. It's going to be a surprise party, so make sure you don't say anything to him. We're going to have it at a Korean barbecue. There's an amazing place downtown near the station. All 30 people living in the employee apartments are going to come, so I decided to rent out the whole restaurant. And you'll be coming too. Since you're the newest tenant, this would be a great opportunity for you to build a good reputation, so I'm going to have you help out. Becky, are you there? Are you ignoring me? Unbelievable. I'm the leader of the wives group at this company. Who do you think you are ignoring my messages? I'm not going to let you disrespect me like this. Our kids even go to the same elementary school, Becky. That means we're both part of the same PTA organization. And guess what? I'm the leader of that PTA as well. Being at work is no excuse for shirking your responsibility to respond to me, Becky. This conversation has priority over everything else you're doing. Becky? I don't believe this. Have you no shame? You're going to pay for disrespecting me, Becky. You need to be taught a lesson about how things work around here. Hey, Becky. I don't believe you've ever told me anything about your husband's work at the company. Could you tell me about his department and position?
My husband? I don't see how that's any of your concern.
That explains everything. If you feel the need to hide it, he must be a low-level employee.
Listen, Wendy, I went so far as to step out of my meeting the other day because I felt bad about leaving you hanging like that. But I can't deal with long conversations like that while I'm at work.
Excuse me?
I can make exceptions for emergencies, but from now on, I won't be responding to any other kind of messages while I'm at work.
How dare you?
I have to go now. I'm just about to board a plane.
A plane? Why?
I'm leaving on an extended business trip, so I'll talk to you later.
That has nothing to do with me. So anyway, about the party for my husband I mentioned the other day, I went ahead and rented out the Korean barbecue just like I planned. We'll order a beer by the pitcher, so you'll be in charge of topping off everybody's drinks. The party is tomorrow. Be at the restaurant at 12, don't be late. And no, participation is not optional, especially not for you. So don't even think about giving me any excuses for not being able to come. Do I make myself clear? Becky, it's already noon. Where are you? I explicitly told you you were to be here on time. No excuses. Honestly, I expected you would do this. So here's what we'll do. We'll enjoy all the meat we can eat, and you can pay the bill. With 30 people, it should come to a few $1,000s. Oh, and they charge by the hour, and we're planning to be here a very long time. So, here's your choice. Either you get yourself to the restaurant this instant, or you pay the bill. We're going to go ahead and get the party started, so make your choice. One hour down. Becky, I hope you're not under the impression that I was joking when I said you were going to pay the bill. I was dead serious. I fully intend to have you pay for every cent of the bill for this party, whether it's $1,000, $10,000, or $100,000. I'm a woman of my word, Becky. Remember, every hour you're not here is one more hour that you'll have to pay for. I'd hurry up if I were you. At this rate, you're going to have to sell a kidney on the black market to pay it off. Maybe then you'll finally learn that you shouldn't cross me, the leader of the WISE group and the PTA. Well then, I think I'll go ahead and order myself another plate.
What the? Wendy? I've gotten like 50 notifications from you. What's going on?
Oh, hello, Becky. Would you mind explaining what you think you're doing, skipping my husband's promotion celebration party? I tried my best to teach you the ropes and explain how things work around here, Becky. If only you would have listened to my friendly advice, you wouldn't be in this awful situation you're in right now.
Situation?
We've all just spent 2 heavenly hours stuffing our faces with the finest meat money can buy. It was fantastic. The bill was $5,700. Will you be paying in cash or credit?
$5,700? How much meat did you eat?
Enough to feed 30 people.
Wait, there's no way all the wives from the apartment came.
Well, no, they didn't. 9 women from the wives group came, along with 11 of my underlings in the PTA. And also a few of my personal friends. There are also a few of their husbands here because they happen to have the day off.
That's quite a group.
And why wouldn't they come? After all, it's my husband's promotion. Now hurry up and get over here. We're leaving and you need to pay the bill.
I can't, I'm on a business trip.
What?
I told you I was going on an extended business trip last night, didn't I? I'm in the middle of work, Wendy. And I'm halfway across the country from you right now.
What? No! You're that far away? This isn't good. I need to call my husband.
Wait, the party is supposed to be a celebration of your husband's promotion and he's not even there?
He was supposed to come, but this morning he said something urgent came up.
He was probably moving out of the employee apartment building.
What? Why would he do a thing like that?
Well, probably because he got fired last month.
Fired?
Company policy says you have 30 days to leave the apartment after leaving the company, and I'm pretty sure his deadline was today.
But that can't...
Don't tell me he didn't tell you about that.
He said he was being promoted to manager this month.
Oh, that. Well, it got uncovered that he had worked his way up by taking credit for other people's work, so the promotion was rescinded.
That can't be.
At first, I thought a demotion and pay cut would be a reasonable punishment for him, but after holding hearings with other employees, we found out that we had only barely scratched the surface of his improprieties. For example, one of the most common complaints was the establishment of a strict hierarchy in the employee apartments.
Wait, what do you mean, we?
I was on an assignment from corporate headquarters to investigate the situation in the employee apartments as an undercover agent of sorts.
You were undercover?
I uncovered a litany of problems, but I never imagined that the actual root of the problem was you, Wendy. Do you know what your husband said to me? It was all Wendy's idea. I shouldn't have gone along with it. Getting fired has woken me up, and I'm going to work hard to turn my life around from now on. He was crying and everything. It was quite the scene.
Becky, who are you?
Ordinarily, I'm the manager of the sales department.
Wait, the manager of the sales department? Then you must be the current president's daughter and the projected next company president?
Yep, that's me.
But what about your husband?
My husband actually works for a completely different company.
I can't believe this. You deceived me! If you would have told me who you really were, I never would have treated you like one of my underlings.
Wendy, I think you have more important things to worry about than my identity right now.
What do you mean?
You still haven't paid the $5,700 bill, have you? You might want to get on that before the owner calls the police.
Oh, Becky, could you?
No, Wendy, no. Just no. Don't even bother asking.
Oh no, what am I going to do? Becky, this is terrible. The manager called the police on me, and my husband divorced me. He told me that he never wants to speak to me again, and that his lawyer will be contacting me soon. After getting fired, he decided to start a new life for himself, take over his parents' farm. The kids all moved away with him. I've never been anything but a housewife. I haven't even worked part-time since getting married. And I had to empty the small savings account I had from when I was single to pay the bill at the restaurant. So I can't even afford a half-decent lawyer. My husband's going to ruin me in the divorce. I asked my parents if I could live with them, but they said I only have 1 month to get a job and move out. Why is this happening to me? Hey, Becky, since you're going to be the next president, do you think you could lend me a hand? Becky! Don't ignore me at a time like this. Don't you feel at least a bit sorry for me?
That last flurry of messages was sent when I was in the middle of an important meeting. I've told her so many times that I don't answer messages while I'm at work. What does it take to get through to that woman? Her near-zero work experience has had a major impact on her job search. She shows up late, leaves early, talks back to her boss, demands a break every hour, and uses work computers to do online shopping while she's on the clock. She refuses to admit when she's in the wrong, so she hasn't lasted more than a month at any job she's managed to land. Since there's no one around her who can get her under control, her financial position got worse and worse until she finally had to go to loan sharks to make ends meet. When I think about it, this was really the inevitable conclusion to her story all along.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Sophie. I just got done with my shift.
Hey, Carl?
Did you sign the marriage certificate yet?
Yeah, a while ago. Now we just need to take it to the courthouse. About that, though, I'm pretty busy right now. Would it be okay to wait a few weeks?
I'm busy too, but I want to get married as soon as possible, Sophie.
Okay, well then how about we coordinate our schedules so we can go there together?
You're just an office worker, Sophie. You have no reason to be tired after work. I'm working the night shift at a construction site. I'd rather not have to go all the way out there before my shift or on my day off. Can't you just go by yourself? And today was super rough, too. I really just want to go to bed now.
Well, I guess I see where you're coming from. Our apartment is pretty far from the courthouse.
If possible, could you do it this week? We're already living together and all.
I'll check my schedule and see if there's a day I can do it. But this is a super busy time for me, so I can't make any guarantees. Carl! I'd rather say this on the phone, but I know you're at work, so I'm sending this by line. My dad's condition took a turn for the worse, so I'm leaving work early to go down to my parents' house to pick up my mom and go to the hospital. I'm gonna have to help Mom out with a lot of stuff now, so I'm probably gonna stay there for a couple of nights. I'd appreciate if you could stop by whenever you get a chance. I'll talk to you later. Carl, I sent you both a line message and a voicemail about my dad. Why didn't you come by the house for the visitation? You haven't even been by to give my mom your condolences. If something's up, I wish you'd tell me. How am I supposed to know what's going on if you don't say anything? I'll come by the apartment to see you this afternoon. Hey, Carl. I just got to the station. I'll be there in about 10 minutes.
Wow, you're finally coming back? Took you long enough.
Carl! My dad just died and you haven't even sent me a text. What is going on with you? What have you been doing? Are you alright? Are you sick or something? Is that why you didn't come to the funeral?
Yeah, I'm sick alright. Sick of being married to you.
Huh? Carl, what are you saying?
I want a divorce. I taped the divorce papers to the front door. So take them to the courthouse when you leave.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
I don't believe you! You taped the divorce papers to the front door? What if someone came by and saw them? Why couldn't you at least put them inside the apartment?
Glad to see you picked up the divorce papers. Now hurry up and submit them. Oh, and by the way, don't go spending my share of your dad's inheritance on anything stupid, got it?
Huh? Inheritance? No way. I thought it was odd timing how you pushed for us to get married quickly after my dad went in the hospital, so I was suspicious, but you were really just after my dad's inheritance?
So what if I was? We're divorcing now, so I don't care what you think about me anymore. Hey, think of it this way. Now you see the kind of guy I really am. Doesn't that make you want to hurry up and divorce me?
You're absolutely right. I'm utterly revolted by you. Let's break up.
Okay, well let me know when the inheritance money comes through.
Why?
Were you not paying attention? We may be divorcing now, but when your dad died, I was your husband, right? So like I said, don't go spending my share on anything stupid.
Wow, you really don't know, do you?
Know what?
You're not getting anything.
Huh?
My dad didn't leave a will, so only his legal heirs are entitled to receive any share of his estate.
Yeah, and I'm your husband, and your dad's son-in-law.
And? His only legal heirs are my mom, my sister, and me.
So that means...
You're not getting a cent. You're not an heir.
No way!
This is pretty common knowledge. It's pretty crazy you didn't know this, seeing as you only married me for my inheritance.
Well, in any case, I still get my share when we divide up our assets. I know your dad's estate was massive. He was worth millions. So, even if it's divided between the three of you, you're still set to receive a massive payout. I'll take half of that, which should be at least a couple $100,000.
Did you do any research before you hatched this plot of yours? Inheritance isn't subject to division during a divorce.
No! Come on!
You're terrible at evil plots, Carl.
This sucks! What was the point of even marrying you?
I hate to break it to you, but we were never actually married.
Really?
I never submitted the marriage certificate.
You didn't? I told you to take care of it last week!
Yes, and I told you that I was incredibly busy at work and wasn't sure I was going to be able to or not. Didn't you think I would have told you if I did?
God, this sucks.
Boy, I sure was lucky you're such a lazy moron. You shoving it off onto me is the only thing that kept me from having to deal with lawyers and courts and all that nonsense during the divorce proceedings.
I'm not a moron!
My dad must be watching out for me from heaven.
How could you do this to me? We were supposed to get married!
What? What on earth do you mean?
You know what I mean! We were engaged!
In any case, don't come to the apartment tonight. This apartment is in your name, so you can keep it. I'll clear out my stuff tonight, so don't come back until tomorrow morning.
Hold on a minute! So, how much money am I getting from you?
None!
come on! Give me something!
No! Bye!
Hey! What's up with this bill you sent me? Why do I have to pay you $50,000?
I think my lawyer will give you more information soon. But you were cheating on me, weren't you?
Oh, that. But we were never officially married, right? Doesn't count!
The law says I can sue you because you were my fiancé.
Unreal.
Oh, and since we were also planning the wedding, there was a cancellation fee of 20% of the estimate, as well as fees to the venue, caterer, etc.
So I gotta pay that too?
Additionally, you withdrew money from my savings account while I was at my parents' house for my dad's funeral, didn't you?
You knew about that?
I have no idea when you figured out what my security key was, and I guess I should have been more careful. But that's my money and I want it back. Every last cent, got it? That all adds up to $50,000.
Hold on!
What now?
I'm actually in a lot of debt.
Yep, and you were trying to use my savings to pay off as much of it as you could before the breakup, right?
You knew about that?
Did you think I was just gonna give you a quick and easy split without taking what's mine?
Kinda.
Chalk that up as yet another one of your embarrassing miscalculations. I'm having your parents keep track of where you're living and what you're doing, so there's no running away from this. You owe me $50,000 and you will pay every last cent.
Give me a break, Sophie! I'm gonna have to take out more debt now! Hey, Sophie! What the hell is going on?
Oh, hi, Carl. It's been a while. What's up?
I'm at your parents' house right now!
Why?
Who's that guy, Sophie? How could you betray me like this?
What are you on about? It's been over a year since we broke up, Carl.
Just tell me who that guy is!
Wait, I think you're at my parents' old house.
Old house?
We sold the house.
You did?
My sister and her husband ended up taking over my dad's company, so my mom decided to go and live with them. Since no one would be living there anymore, it didn't make any sense to just let it sit there collecting dust. So we had a realtor sell it for us. We found a buyer surprisingly quickly. So I could only imagine that guy that you're referring to is the person who bought the house from us and is living there now.
Oh. Oh no. This is bad.
What did you do, Carl?
I, thought you guys still lived there, so I went to the wine cellar and drank some of the vintage wine.
You did what?
Then that guy came running down from the main floor and started yelling at me. So I ran and locked myself in the bathroom. I thought maybe we could make up and get back together.
What were you thinking? I will never get back together with you.
But you were saying on Twitter that you wanted to get back together with your old boyfriend.
I don't use Twitter, Craig.
But the account was Sophie.
Do you think I'm the only Sophie in the world? That wasn't my account.
No way!
Also, do you have any idea how expensive the vintage wine you drank was? How much did you drink?
A bottle. Or two.
Well, I hope you're ready to pay up.
Oh no. Does this mean I'm gonna have to take out more debt again?
Not my problem.
Can I borrow some money from you, Sophie?
I can't believe I forgot to block you a year ago.
Sophie, no!
Carl paid the $50,000 I demanded he pay, so I thought I was finally rid of him. But Carl went berserk over this Sophie account on Twitter that he thought was me. The police ended up getting called and everything. It was a huge deal. Also, it turned out the wine Carl drank was a very special vintage wine worth over $20,000. And he paid the new owner of the house a lump sum for that, as well as the broken window he got in from. I have no idea how he managed to come up with the money, but his parents told me in their regular reports that he's a bigger problem than we're able to deal with, so we handed him over to his financer. I have no idea what that could mean. But then again, I don't particularly want to know, so I decided to forget about the whole thing.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Monique, are you there? It seems that $2,500 isn't going to be enough for this month, so send me more money.
It wasn't enough? But this month is only halfway over. What in the world did you spend it all on?
Don't act like this is my fault. Nancy's bringing her fiancé by the house soon. I have to make a good impression. So I got my hair done, went to the spa, bought a new outfit. Just the bare essentials. What did you expect me to do? Look like a slob when I meet my daughter's fiancé for the first time?
I'm not sure if we both have the same understanding of what bare essentials are. But isn't Nancy still in her sophomore year in college?
Yes.
And she's already engaged?
Yes, and? He works for a Fortune 500 company. He's a high-powered businessman.
Wow! Well, I'm very happy for her. Is she planning to get married after she graduates then?
I don't know. I suppose she'll probably let him in on her plans sometime soon. She hasn't told me anything yet.
I see. In any case, we can't afford to give you any more than we currently are.
Excuse me?
And besides, you're working, aren't you? Your payday should be coming soon. Can't you get by on that for the rest of the month?
How dare you! I allowed you to marry my eldest son. And how do you repay my magnanimity? With shameful stinginess? I even did you the favor of not moving in with you after you got married. Know your place, Monique. When the mother of your husband gives you an order, it's final. And no, I won't be giving any credence to your ridiculous claims of financial hardship. You're running a business. You could easily be giving me more.
Sean told me that your limit was $2,500 a month, and I've already given you that much.
Sean said that?
Half of that is to be used on Nancy's college tuition, which Sean voluntarily took upon himself after your husband passed away. I'm only doing what Sean told me, which is to send you $2,500 a month. If you are upset with your allowance, then take that up with Sean. He may be overseas on business, but you have his number, don't you? That's all I have to say to you.
Hey, Monique. I want to talk to you about something.
Oh, hi, Sean. Isn't it the middle of the night over there?
Tomorrow's my day off, so I'll be fine sleeping in tomorrow. There's something that I need to talk to you about. Do you have a minute?
Sure, Sean. What's up?
It's about my sister, Nancy.
What happened?
I heard she dropped out of college.
Wow, really?
One of my friends changed companies recently. And apparently Nancy is working full-time at the company he works for now.
Wow.
Sounds like my mom didn't tell you anything either.
No, she hasn't said anything. I wonder what's going on. If she's dropping out, then doesn't that mean we should do something about your mom's allowance? Half of that was for Nancy.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I'm stuck on this side of the planet for another 6 months. And since my mom has gotten Nancy to hate my guts, I want to be careful about how we approach the issue with them, since we could just make things worse.
Hey, I know this isn't the main issue right now, but what is it with your mom and Nancy? She treats her way better than you.
Mom always talks about how much Nancy looks like her when she was young. And I look like Dad, because she did her best to push away for nearly their entire marriage until he died. The only reason she even keeps contact with me is because she uses me to finance her lifestyle.
I'm sorry, Sean. I shouldn't have brought it up. So what do you think we should do now?
I hate to ask you this, but I was wondering if you might be able to do some recon on my mom and sister. Nancy's living in the next state over, and Mom's house is about an hour away from ours, so I'll know it'll be a chore.
Actually, Sean, did you hear about Nancy getting engaged?
Engaged? No, I haven't heard anything about that.
I didn't hear it directly from Nancy. Your mom told me about it online while she was complaining about needing more money. That was 2 days ago. She said that Nancy was going to bring him by the house to introduce him to her in the near future.
Wow, really? I can't believe this. She's getting engaged this young? And while she's still in school? I don't have any way of contacting her myself. She changed numbers all of a sudden and she never told me her new one.
Yeah, I never even had her contact info in the first place. I guess for now, I'll just have to watch your mom's action for clues. Do you think you can get your friend to keep an eye on Nancy at the office? You said they're working together.
Good idea. I'll ask him.
Monique! How could you humiliate me like this?
What?
Nancy brought her fiancé to the house yesterday. They say they're already making preparations for the wedding. And it's only thanks to him that I know what you've been doing to me. When I told him that you were sending me $2,500 a month, do you know what he did? He laughed. He laughed at me, Monique. And why? Because you're giving me such a pittance of an allowance. I couldn't let that go unanswered. So I told him that we would pay for the whole wedding.
The whole wedding? You do realize that's going to be a pretty astronomical cost, don't you?
It's worth every penny to give my beautiful daughter the wedding of her dreams. I'll spare no expense.
If you don't mind me asking, how are you planning to come up with that kind of money? Seeing as though Sean and I are paying most of your expenses.
Isn't it obvious? You're going to pay for it.
Seriously?
Oh, and just so you're aware, that will be kept a complete secret between us. Publicly, we'll be telling all the guests that I paid for it. You understand, don't you? I have to keep up my image.
You're serious, aren't you?
As much as I hate to repeat myself, this is all the result of you humiliating me with a $2,500 allowance. In order to make amends for what you've done, you'll put up the $50,000 for the wedding and tell everyone that I paid for it by myself. Consider it your first step on your way to being accepted as a true member of my family.
You know what? You're not getting another cent from us.
What?
I'm done with you.
How dare you? You can't do this to me. Monique, what's going on? Both Sean and Nancy are disowning me. This must be your doing. What did you say to them?
It's not the least bit surprising that you would blame me for this. But as long as you're listening, I've got something to say to you.
What did you do? Tell me now.
It's not that complicated, honestly.
Then tell me.
Both Nancy and Sean realized that you had been lying to them. Simple as that.
What?
You used the physical distance between them as well as their limited contact with each other to your advantage. Your story was, Nancy's going to an expensive university and living alone in an unfamiliar city and she needs money. So send me $2,500 for her tuition, rent, and my expenses. Then you lied to Nancy and said, Sean got demoted to an overseas position and I can't afford to pay your tuition anymore, so quit college and get a job. By the way, the reason Sean was sent overseas was to work on a project that he will then be promoted to lead when he gets back. The $2,500 we've been sending you was split between the two of our incomes. And even if, for some reason, Sean became unable to afford it by himself, with the money I make running my company, I'd be able to pay it all by myself. Nancy wasn't aware of this and ended up dropping out of college. So congratulations, you played them both. I have to hand it to you, honestly. It was a nearly flawless plan to take the money Sean and I were giving you for Nancy and use it to pay off the damages you owe from losing that lawsuit years ago.
That's utter nonsense. What a ridiculous story. Is that how you got the two of them to cut me out of their lives? With that drive?
Nope. I'm just relaying to you the information I was given. Sean and Nancy made amends due to the help of a friend of Sean's.
What?
We found out that Sean's friend was working at the same company as Nancy.
Oh no.
He talked to them both, and seeing the major contradictions between the two of their stories, he had the two of them meet up to talk it over. They set up a web meeting and had a conversation that lasted several hours.
They talked to each other? That's the worst possible thing that could have happened.
And in the course of their conversation, they started to wonder if the money Sean was sending you for Nancy's rent and tuition wasn't going to Nancy, where was it going? And when they got a private detective to look into you, they found out that you had been stalking a married man who spurned your advances. And you were paying off the settlement in monthly installments, which can only mean one thing. You were using our money to pay off your stalking victim, weren't you?
This is terrible. You know everything.
The other day when Nancy brought her fiancé by your house was her attempt to giving you one last chance. She was hoping that you would finally tell her the truth and admit your years-long deception. But not only did you fail to do that, you decided to use Nancy's wedding as an opportunity to bill me for an additional $50,000. And she finally realized that there was no way you would ever come clean. So she decided to cut you off.
But I was just trying to give her a nice wedding.
So do you understand why both of your kids have disowned you now? And also why I'm never giving you any more money?
Monique, wait!
And this goes without saying, but after this conversation, I'm never speaking to you again either.
How am I going to do the settlement now?
Now, you'll be hearing from our lawyer shortly about you returning the money you fraudulently took from us.
No, please.
So do be sure to respond to him in a timely manner.
But Monique, I still have several years of payments left.
And what would you like me to do about that? Like I said, my only role in this was to send the monthly payments like Sean told me to do.
Then, could you at least give Nancy and Sean a message?
They both made it very clear that they aren't interested in hearing any of your cries for help.
This can't be happening.
Goodbye. We had already canceled the lease on our apartment that was about an hour away from Sean's mom's house, but it seems like she made one final attempt to reach us the day after that last line message. She was ringing the doorbell for a solid 15 minutes when our old neighbor popped out and told her we had moved, at which point her face went pale and she slowly walked away. She is now working a second job she got through a relative in addition to the part-time job she was already working. But apparently the settlement was for an amount so massive, at this rate she's gonna have to keep working 2 jobs until she's 90. As for Nancy, she decided that she's going to try and go back to school. And with the help of her understanding fiance and Sean, it looks like her dream will likely be coming true. And for me, I'm just glad that things will finally be settling down a bit around here.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.